Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's happening?
I'm a book talk. And you see, I gotta walk it out, stomp it out. I'm in a club ready to bounce them out. The best I got.
The best you got? We'll take it. We'll take it.
I know, right? Anyway, welcome everybody to Real Comic Book Talk, where we keep it real and unfiltered. And sometimes people in blue do a lot of cussing. Sometimes. I don't know. I just got to do it later.
You don't.
I do. I just said later though. See, you see the whole thing. Just do it later. It's okay. Pokemon's like one of the only anime I've ever watched. That and Yu-Gi-Oh. Sad. Oh, and Dragon Ball Z. So very sad. So very sad.
So many more options now.
Oh, and My Hero Academia.
So many more options.
Hey. It's not a place to judge. It's not it's a judgment-free zone.
No judgment.
Actually, no, it's not a judgment-free. We judge. And we're going to be judging James Gunn and his DC Studios announcement. What a transition! What a transition by me! Oh my gosh, I love it. I just came up with that as I was talking too. Oh my God, that should be on radio.
Don't worry, or you're on the internet. More powerful.
Same thing. Yeah, same thing. Anyway, Dan, we got what we're going to talk about today. Everybody is DC. James Gunn is going to make his first, I think it's 3 or 5 year plan. I can't remember which one. He said there's a rumor that he has a 10-year plan, but you don't throw out all 10 years, especially you only got a contract for 5. So I think he's going to throw out the first part of his plan tomorrow. And we're also going to be talking our predictions for Antman Quantumania. And just a little side note, might slide into Shazam. I know nobody really cares, especially after he makes this announcement. So what we're going to do is, for DC Studios, what we're going to do is our predictions, and then what we should think is going to happen. What will happen, what we think will happen, and what we think should happen. Because what I think should happen is so much easier, and I don't have it. So, first of all, the only real information we got is that Henry Cavill is not going to be Superman. And
worst information they can give.
And that James Gunn is going to be writing a Superman movie based on Clark Kent in his first years in Metropolis. That's all we got so far.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Respond any way you want to respond.
I don't know how to respond to that. I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with it at all. I was a Henry Cavill fan. I'm not ashamed to say it. Henry Cavill was pretty good for me. He was a solid Superman. Him as Clark Kent was not there though. I didn't see him as Clark Kent. But Superman?
When did he ever get a chance to be Clark Kent?
Exactly, which I was okay with. But if he wanted to strictly be Superman all the time, I am definitely okay with that. The Clark Kent part is just like, okay, if you say so. But him as Superman, I liked it. What will appear and happen with the James Gunn announcement? The hell if I know.
Well, all right, so
I know that was bad, but
nah. All right, so this is the thing I have. People who say they love Henry Cavill, and for instance, they love all of these DC shows and stuff. We're big fandom. Everybody's talking to big fandom. And then what happens? Nobody ever shows up to the tickets. Oh, Black Adam, Rock is a perfect Black Adam. Nobody showed up. I mean, also his movie sucked, but still nobody showed up before they even knew it sucked.
That's a big factor.
I get it, but nobody even showed. You know how many Marvel movies suck and they still show up? At least give you 500 million. I can name quite a few. Some of them in his last phase. You know what I'm saying? There's quite a few. Ant-Man 2, Iron Man 3, Iron Man 2, Thor 2. People still showed up. I don't know what you said. First Captain America still showed up.
That was actually good though.
But it was also real boring.
I'm one of the few who actually liked it.
Well, I'm one of the few that actually liked the first Thor. So here we are. And I know I'm in a very, very small minority that likes the Incredible Hulk. Like I am by myself on the island with that, and I do not know why. Because nobody told me what was wrong with that movie.
Nobody remembers it.
That's because it was so long ago. Then they changed the actors, so nobody really cares.
It came out. The problem was everybody was still on the Iron Man high.
And he was in there. He was in the post credit, but he was in there. But it's neither here nor there. I'm not getting into that because that's a whole different stuff. We're here to talk about the DC Studios. And DC Studios, what's the best way to say it? They got a lot of fixing to do. First thing, I think what James Gunn is going to do is he's going to find a major person I think he's going to try to find his version of Phil Coulson. Now, whether it's the Amanda Waller or it's his real life wife, but the lady who played in Peacemaker, who ended up being like the leader of the team at the end. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
She was also in Black Adam too. Like a quick, real fast cameo. But I think it's gonna be one of those two. There was a rumor earlier that his first part of the plan was going to be kind of like the big trial of Amanda Waller and how she keeps trying to cover her tracks and she keeps trying to do stuff and using her government connections to cover herself up, like causing events, fixing the events, and then trying to use different parts of the government and other heroes to cover up her starting the event in the first place.
So does that mean is he getting rid of Peacemaker, his own show?
I do not know. I'm just telling you. Well, she was in Peacemaker, remember?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As soon as you said that, I was like, hold up. So he's going to try to get rid of Peacemaker because they try to hold her accountable at the end of Peacemaker.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's, because her daughter did like rat her all out. And then she like, but, so I think that is a rumor. I don't know if it's actually happened. Honestly, he might change it because James Gunn likes to go on Twitter a lot, and James Gunn likes to say, you know what, it's not, I don't know where these people getting these reports from, but that's not true. And that's not true. Like, something got to be true for like a little bit of something.
No, it don't. None of it got to be true. Not a phone tree.
But
people, the internet makes up stuff. What, by the second?
By the second. Yeah, it's by the millisecond.
Yeah.
I swear to gosh, there's a real life flash with a supercomputer. The way these fast these memes comes out and stuff. It's like that. Bro, I just watched the show. How do you have a whole breakdown, piece by piece, scene by scene? It just came out. What the fuck? What are you? Who are you?
They on it. Like as they're watching it, they're making the memes.
Right.
You're recording the show, watching the show live all at the same time and making memes. All at the same time.
Yeah. At that point, you're not even really enjoying the show. Honestly.
Oh no, because them the ones who was already questioning it is already the evil. That's why Marvel makes so much money. It has so many haters that have to go see it to hate on it. That's why they make. You got to be first one to see it so you can be the first one to hate it and tell what you didn't like about it. Can't believe I wasted my money on another Marvel movie.
Stop going.
But you done seen all of them, yo. What are you doing? At what point are you going?
You bought Disney Plus to watch the shows to tell you how much you like. What are you doing?
DC's the only one who doesn't have to worry about that because people actually didn't show up. They was just like they gave up quick on DC.
No, you know what DC has? Their problem is people won't show up, and then they'll talk about how it's bad. But like you didn't even see it to say it's bad. You're just going by somebody because it's already DC.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly right. Minded.
Hate watching is very popular. Yeah, I don't hate watch anything. I just not watch it. Like, and if I watch it and it's bad, then I say it's bad. But I'm not going in like, I need to go hate it. I need to watch it so I can tell everybody how much it sucks.
The rest of the world is. It may not be you, but the rest of them are.
I got plenty of stuff in real life to hate. Watch it.
That don't need your money. You don't have to spend money.
I could just go out. I go to a 7-Eleven in the hood and have people beg me for my loose change. I can make that. That costs me nothing. Because either way, I'm coming out with a Slurpee. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how James Gunn is going to. I'm not sure what he's going to announce and what he's going to bring to the table and everything. I like your theory that you announced earlier, where he's going to start it off with Amanda Waller.
Not my theory. It was a rumor. It's not my theory.
My bad. Let me correct that.
It's not my
statement. The statement you made earlier.
I got my own thoughts what he should do. So I'm not taking credit.
Let him know right now. What you got?
Hold on. Before I get into that, there was another rumor though that he wanted to start the DC universe all over again, but start from that Batman movie, which I think. So the Batman with the vampire guy.
Oh.
Christopher. I was about to say
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson. Matt Reeves directed it. He wants to start from there. My thing is that needs to go anyway. That was a great movie, but man, my gosh, was it slow and boring. I'm like, man, something happened. I'm just like, please, something happened. But it was just I can't have a host. I get it was supposed to be highbrow, but that to me, that's gotta go. I can't do it. It wasn't. Dang, we watched that movie. How long did it take for him to read a letter? Just one letter. I was in the theater about to scream. Bro, I got shit to do. Let's go.
Yeah. I don't know why everything was slow motion and caution and everything. And like, it might, if I touch it, it'll blow up. Let me think twice. Let me keep thinking.
Kurt Miner said he should just start with the Trinity or just the main six and go from there. Hey, Per, we about to be at the same mind. Just hold on, man, because I'm telling you, theory, what he should do is coming. I just want to make sure I got all them theories out the way. But the Matt Reeves thing, I think it all has to go. I think he needs to start fresh. Everybody who was ever in a DC movie, you're no longer in a DC. Thank you for your service. It's over. And you know how much that hurts me? Because that means Gal Gadot would be gone. And we all know how much I love Gal Gadot. Except for Wonder Woman 84, because that was not good.
We don't remember that.
I tried to rewatch it the other day. Couldn't do it.
What? You and your second chances? Oh God, stop! Please stop.
I couldn't do it. So Saturday, this past weekend for me was a weekend of second chances. So I gave Multiverse of Madness a second chance. First thing I said, I need more multiverse. This was not enough. It's absurd. That's the first thing I said. Then I gave Wonder Woman 84 a second chance. I'm like, so then I had to cleanse my palate. Then I watched a little bit of Zack Snyder's Justice League. And then I watched Loki. The back half of Loki. So like the last 3 episodes.
Yeah, a lot of comic book movie watching, TV show comic book watching this week.
There's a whole thing, and I'll get into that later why I had this much time. But that's off camera, it's kind of stuff. All right, so my man Purple in the comments today, I love it. He said the Batman was amazing. That was a true detective film. They first really got that right with Batman's character. He has a lot of room to grow. Yeah, not denying it was a great detective movie. My point is it was too slow. It was too slow and too very long. And when I say slow, he walked slow. Just like, my God.
In all aspects of the word slow. The literal, the physical. Yeah.
He was just like, brother, move. It's okay to go at a normal pace. Bro, when he was in the realtor's apartment, and they had that envelope in the back cage, and I counted, it took 3 minutes for him to get to the letter and open. 3 minutes.
I've yet to rewatch that movie. I just can't bring myself to doing it.
Drink some coffee. You'll fall asleep.
I can't. It didn't have enough anticipation build up scenes that made me want to watch it and everything. Like Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier had a lot of anticipation scenes and build up and like, okay, yeah, we can watch this because this is going to lead to that. Even though I know what's going to happen, I still want to see it.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about how great the Winter Soldier is. My man Perp said everything all at once was the true multiverse of madness. He's not lying. So the Multiverse of Madness had 2 movies come out and a TV show about the multiverse, and they were all better than them. One was technically from Sony, and the other one was from, I don't even know, I forget the name of the studio of multiverse. You let all of them outdo you, and your name literally has the Multiverse of Madness. We're fucking done here. And anyway, I'm not talking about Doctor Strange. So yeah, that's DC Studio. So, recap right quick. There was a rumor that everything's going to center around the trial of Amanda Waller. Another rumor is that things are going to start from Matt Reeves' The Batman universe. And I think that was the only other one.
And Superman is going to start with He's going to
Well,
write.
That's not a rumor. He announced it. James Gunn actually announced that. He said on Twitter, yeah, because he was everybody was like pushing for Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill was saying that he needs to, he wants to be Superman, and he's like, yeah, I'm back, everybody. Because remember, after like the first weekend, Henry Cavill was on his Instagram, said, I know everybody's seeing it. Yes, I'm back as Superman. And that's just like a small taste of what's about to come. Pretty much trying to use the fans to get him to be Superman again. And James Gunn said, hey, we had a good conversation. You're out. You're out of there, baby. Oh, another rumor is that Jason Momoa is going to be playing Lobo in his new DC. I mean, I don't know where it's coming from, but everybody's saying it. And he's like, man, I just left the studio with Warner Brothers. He's like, oh my God. He's not saying anything. He just be screaming, oh my God. And everybody just keeps going with that. And I'm like, he's not saying anything. He's just real excited about whatever news. Can you let it come out first?
Nope, that's how comic book fans know. You just give us a little teaser. Teasers are all we need.
It was a little more than a teaser, though. Like no. So I'm okay with him doing that. I'm saying the rest of the internet's like, oh, he's Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa's Lobo. He's the perfect Lobo. And you know how I go. Like the fucking Flash, the artwork started coming out. It's like ridiculous. It was like, no. He didn't say any of that. But you know what? It's all good. Really don't matter.
Need a hype. You need it.
All right. Den Classic says that film by Matt Reeves was such a waste of time. You've been there and done that with Nolan. Besides, I couldn't take that Batman seriously. Dick Grayson in a batsuit. So Dick Grayson in a batsuit. I'm only laughing because now that he said it, I can't unsee it. I really can't. And my man, Nwamba85 D-Dot said, what's up? Hey, what's up, man? Hey, look, so what we about to do now, we are about, says, Daniel doesn't really know anything else about any other rumors because he doesn't care. Daniel, if y'all don't know, Daniel's the guy like, I'll just sit back and wait. I don't got time for rumors. I got a lot of stuff going on. Me, on the other hand, I got nothing but time. That's not true, but I got a lot of time. So, Daniel, we got what the rumors are. What do you think they should do to restart this? What do you think James Gunn should start with?
If you're gonna restart, then restart all of it, everything. I would go as a person who was with the Marvel Studios and he saw how it went and everything. The first thing I would try to do is the same thing he did: is keep Suicide Squad, but also find another. You got to find another Guardians of the Galaxy type, one of those ones that's like so far-fetched and far off the wall that people are like, why would you pick them? And then just do the same thing you did with Guardians and write a hell of a script and just make it awesome and everything. And it's funny because when they did Guardians, I still didn't know how they were going to connect Guardians to the entire rest of the MCU. I was like, okay, they're in space. That's true. Sure, they can connect with them. I don't see how, but okay. And as long as he does something like that and like hold out, me personally, I would hold off on Justice League and Batman and stuff. I would literally let Batman keep doing Batman stuff. And who is it? Matt Reeves has it?
Yeah.
I would let Matt Reeves keep Batman. I would not touch Batman. I wouldn't even bring him into the dang on DCU. I would go to find so many other characters. I would pull out Green Arrow and use Green Arrow to like bring everybody together, or not bring everybody together, but use Green Arrow more and find some other characters who are like, just like Marvel did, B and C-list characters and build off of them. because the studio is already going to yell at you and be like, Superman, it has to be Superman. Batman has to be there. Well, Superman's going to be there regardless, but find somebody else. You still need other people for people to get happy about. Like the amount of people that know about Rocket and Groot and stuff, it's a freaking talking tree that says 3 words and a talking raccoon. And y'all got Chris Pratt, who is a freaking funny guy for previous acting, and y'all made him a freaking action hero now all of a sudden. Or it like do that kind of stuff. Do that. That's what I want. That's what I want to happen and everything. But what they do is we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, so you're wrong, and I'm sorry to tell you that. Look, here we go. The thing they should do. There have been 2 successful DC Universe franchises that have been like on TV. Those 2, or TV or film, and those 2 both are animated, right? And they both started with the Justice League, just flat out. Now, just the Justice League cartoon, I know people say, well, you had the Batman series first, and then you had the Superman series. You let them run for a while, then they joined up. But I'm just talking about strictly from the DC. When they wanted to expand the whole thing, it was the Justice League, and the Justice League just showed up. Like there was a big event, they came together, they showed up, they fought. Then you can spread them out, and then start telling different stories. And then they had to come together when they need to. For me, because what you don't want to do is copy Marvel. Like you want to do what Marvel does, but you don't want to copy them. So if you copy Marvel and you just have a guy who, it starts with one guy. I don't know. Let's say
Green Lantern.
I was about to say the Green Lantern, but I wanted to think of somebody else, so I couldn't think. Let's go all the way out the box. Let's say you want to start with Vixen. Let's just throw it all the way out there, even though she'll never be that person. But let's just say you want to start with Vixen.
Why not?
Just they're not going to do that. It's not the right color.
Black women are winning right now.
Huh?
Black women are winning right now.
Yeah, that's fine. And they are, but they're not going to do that. You know that, so let's move forward. So you start with just a character, and you can build from there, and you just stack one character on top of another, and you got your DC. That's what everybody wants. We've seen that. We know it works. I don't want to see the same thing that Marvel's doing and had DC do it. I'm just watching the same thing over and over again, just with different costumes. I'm tired of that. I don't want to see that. That's the reason I don't read a lot of DC and Marvel comics now, because it's really, you're not doing anything different, and you're not trying to expand anything. You're not trying to grow. Everything's got to be inside of this contained little unit. Everything's got to be the same little story. You can't break out the box. And if we break out the box with just a little bit, like the goddamn TVA, we gotta prune that whole entire timeline. Let it go. No, I didn't got time. Sorry, I was watching a little, but I gotta let it go. Okay, and that's what they do. Like that's why I read a lot of independent comics and all that stuff, especially when I go to cons, because they're not in a box. They can do whatever. They can let their characters just naturally go wherever. And since I've already seen the MCU build from character to character, move on, bump that. Let's start from the jump. Just like the DC animated universe, when they pretty much took it from the New 52. Here's all the characters. Here's Darkseid. He's here. We all need to band together to stop him. We ain't got time for the development and I'm the good guy. I think you're the bad guy. Nah, bump that. The aliens are here. We need to come together and stop them. They're coming. They're here. It's not a secret event where they're walking through trying to know. They came out ready for war. We got to stop them. After we stop them, which will take a good hour and a half, then another half an hour, another 45 minutes for you to talk, dialogue, whatever. Then, bada bing, bada boom, everybody get their own story. That's what I'm talking about. That's what they should do. So, like, remember the DC animated universe? When you had Justice League, the first thing they did was Darkseid came. They all banded together to fight Darkseid. They ended up beating. They didn't kill him. They didn't defeat him. They hurt him and they sent him back to Apocalypse. Then from there, they all had their own stories. Superman they had the death of Superman thing. They had Batman.
A lot of Batman ones.
Batman and Robin. Yeah, they had a lot of Batman. They had Batman and Robin. You could throw a Wonder Woman movie in there. We see Wonder Woman can make a good movie. You also see she can make a bad movie, but you see she can make a really good one. You got Wonder. You can have Cyborg with his own. You can have everybody off. You can start with instead of bringing in like Shazam somebody, bring in somebody we ain't never seen on the big screen. What's his name? Bring in the Atom. Bring in Ray Palmer, or you can bring the one from Agent. Either one, either Atom. It doesn't matter. You can bring in Static Shock. You can bring a blue. You can bring him. You can replace. What's his face? Blue Cyborg with Blue Beetle. Still a guy. Still with technology. Still making blasters. You know what I'm saying? It's things you can do. You don't have to. You do not have to start like Marvel Comics do with one character at a time. You can start from a big event and then let that big event happen and then spread out and have each one deal with that event differently, like the aftermath of that event separately. And you can build up character. You can have them go through trials and tribulations after that. You don't have to start them at zero and build them up to a point and then break them down and build them back up. You can have them. You can already have them at 8 and break them down and build them back up. I mean, for goodness sake, Thor just had another 3-story arc movie inside from Ragnarok to Endgame. He had a whole 3-arc start. You can, and then now he's a father for some reason I don't understand. But you don't have to start at 0 all the time. I really hate that idea. And everybody keeps saying it, man. You got to start over like Marvel. You got to do it like, no, you don't. No, you don't, man. You've already seen it. Why do you want to see that again? Just so you can say, oh, look, they copying Marvel. Stupid, man. Oh, gosh. Woo! Gotta get out of my chest.
So that's pretty solid right there. So start from the end and then go backwards and one of those type movies where they show you the end first and then you go, how did we get here?
No, not even end. You start from a big event. Just get them all there together. Have them fight for whatever reason. It don't even have to be Darkseid. It can be anything. You can just have an invasion of aliens. There's no limit of aliens that have came to Earth in DC Comics ready for attack. It's no, for whatever reason. And you can just go like that. It is what it is. You don't have, my thing is you do not have to start from 0 like Marvel did with from Iron Man, and then just open up a whole new world. You don't have to do it. It's absurd that people think you have to do it like that. And the only reason people think you got to do it like that is that's because that's all they seen. All they ever seen for most times, when any new hero comes, they see an origin story, and they see that hero grow from an origin story. We don't need origin story. Everybody know how Batman became Batman. He died. His parents got shot in the alley. He went to go from there. He stopped being a boy. He became a hero. Started training. Everybody know how Superman became Superman. It's Moses. You know what I'm saying? His planet was doomed. His parents shipped him off. Got raised to Kansas with some absurd amount of morals, which is unbelievable. And now he's the hope for everybody. You know what I'm saying? You know that Wonder Woman gave up, left Themyscira, came to what's that guy? Came to the man of land. Now she's a warrior who can go. Green Lantern, guy died, an alien died. The ring picked him. He learned how to control his was not fear.
That's one script they gotta just jump straight into. If they ever do Green Lantern, they just gotta jump.
They gotta jump into all of them. And I don't want to see this Batman that got from the Batman that just the Batman we seen in Matt Reeves. I've already seen the Batman who starts from nothing and grows into something. What I want is that cocky Batman from DC animated series, who was telling jokes, but they were like dry jokes. Who was doing something?
The one who's been in the game. He's got experience. He's been around for a bit. He's on his 3rd Robin.
Yeah, I want that. No, but I have a problem with him being on his 3rd Robin. He's still 25. That's a whole nother issue. But
Batman doesn't age. Okay.
Okay.
I can't wait for them to goddamn finally say that he's actually been going into the pit the whole time. To be like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So he has his own little private pit that that jumps into, and that's why he doesn't look like he's aging. They got it. They got to explain that because the
They don't have
man's
to.
got.
Nobody ages in comic books, so it doesn't really matter. It just doesn't. And look, I love this. Everybody knows. Daniel will tell you. I love Zack Snyder's universe. I thought it was gonna be fire. I still think it do. I fought hard. I was on the internet all the time fighting for to release the Snyder cut. But at this point, it is what it is. It all got to go. It all has to go.
Snyderverse wasn't for anybody.
It was for a lot of people.
Snyderverse wasn't for anybody. My man had that dang on that. What was that? The end credit scene or whatever that dumb thing he made up where the Joker was out there with at the end of.
No, that was for another purpose, and I told you about that.
That looked horrible, man.
It looked amazing, but that's neither here nor there. We're not here to get into that. We'll talk about that another day. Okay, we'll talk about it. That shit was fucking fire.
Yeah, Snyderverse was not going to be it. I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah, it was going to be fire.
We're going to see what we going to call this. We're going to call this the gunverse,
I don't know what we're going to call it.
AG verse.
It's called the DC.
What are they calling this? DC CCU or DCEU? What the?
I guess we'll find out tomorrow. I guess we'll find out tomorrow.
DC Studios.
I have a question though. Did Marvel even come up with the MCU, or did people just started saying it and they just kind of went with it?
I think people just started saying it and they took it, and then now because they officially. It took them a while before they officially started using Marvel Studios. Remember, because it wasn't on the It wasn't. It just kept saying like Marvel and Marvel Entertainment and all that. Or
yeah, because it
Marvel.
was in the studios until Disney bought them.
Yeah, it took them a while before they started making their own money, and they was like, you know what? We don't need that Disney money no more. We're good by ourselves. We got our own.
They still use Disney money. No, make no mistake about it.
You're right. Ain't nobody gonna say no to that Disney. The mouse making a check.
The mouse is still the mouse. Cut it out. The mouse is the mouse. So
he did not set you free. You are still his hoe.
Also, I do have an idea for a Batman movie, just a Batman trilogy. I think I told you this, Dan, right? About him versus like Darkseid. I mean, not Darkseid, Deathstroke. I know I told you. All right, so all right, y'all. Okay, boom. Let me get this one right. Okay, boom. All right, so
let me go find some snacks.
You're not going to need snacks. All right.
It's gonna take a while.
It's not going to take a while. So look. So you do is Batman. You have a movie. It's the 3-movie arc. So at the end, so you got the Batman, Bruce Wayne. He's doing this thing, living a playboy life, but still fighting up crime. He goes to the circus again. Well, not again, but he goes to the circus. That's when Dick Grayson's parents are killed, right? So he takes Dick Grayson in, boom. You find out that their death is part of a bigger plot orchestrated by Deathstroke. You don't know what the bigger plot is yet. You just know it's a bigger plot. And what they're doing, they're trying to work their way up. So the first movie is them. He's getting Robin, helping him cope with the loss of his parents, also training him and finding out and catching whoever with the first culprits, like the first layer of criminals that actually killed Robin's parents. When they find out, and right before they take them out, they find out it's part of a bigger plan, right? Then the second movie is like a year or so later. Let's call it 18 months, right? 18 months later, Robin is Robin. I mean, he's flying, he's kicking, he's doing this thing. He don't have that stupid stockings on like he's a goddamn ballerina dancing, but he's out there doing this thing. You never seen like old Robin? He have on
the keep going.
Sorry, that just popped in my. So he's out there, he's Robin, and they're fighting a crime. They're fighting crime. Then another event happens where like the criminal underworld, Batman started to realize like the criminal underworld is becoming much more organized, and he doesn't know why. Now he's trying to work his way up the ranks. This time, not using Bruce Wayne or Batman, but he's doing it as an undercover criminal. You know the dude he makes sometimes. I can't think of his name though. He goes undercover. He like puts like a little scar on his face so he can get into the belly underworld. I can't think of his name. It's like Batches or something like that. I know it's something stupid. But either way, you know what I'm talking about, right? Somebody in the comments tell me.
I do.
You remember his name?
No, I don't remember the name.
Either way. They can make it somebody else. It doesn't matter. and he gets into the underground. He finds out there's a bigger organization, so he starts taking them out. But the dude in charge is like he still doesn't know who that guy is. So he works his way up all the way to the second in charge. He's beating him senseless, and then next thing you know, he's at the window and he hears a gunshot. Gunshot goes through his shoulder and hits Robin like in the kidney. And he's like, where did that come from? And then dude he's holding up like, that's the big boss. Some whatever. I'm not a writer. Let that guy write that. Write the line. So then he gets him, right? So then he takes Robin, he goes saves him. So then that's the end of like who is that big guy? So then the next movie, Batman is where he's going through like, who is this guy? Who is old school? Who is he? Who is he? Can't find him. Next thing you know, he finds out it's Deathstroke. And not only Deathstroke, it's Deathstroke with his daughter, Rose, right? Is that her name? That's her name, right? I'm remembering that, right? All right, so it's him and Rose. So now you have a whole movie, and then at the end battle is Robin fighting Rose, Batman fighting Deathstroke, right? And they going toe to toe. We talking about one of the greatest action scenes you've ever seen in your life. I don't care how much money I got to pay. $300 million, all CGI. I don't care. It's got to be amazing. All right. They're going at it, and then right before you think Batman's about to lose, like he's down, like he got an arm broken or something like that. He's hurt bad. Robin's knocked unconscious, and Deathstroke's about to take out the last little billet. He got a nice little rifle, got a gun. He's about to shoot him. And the next thing you know, he's like, "Will you have anything to say before you take this last breath?" He said, "I've always had backup." He's like, "What?" And then next thing you don't see it, but he's hitting a button on his utility belt, and you hear, so what's his name? Deathstroke shoots the bullet. You hear shoo, and you see Superman stopping the bullet. He's like, then Superman's like, "Why did you wait so long?" And then he takes out Deathstroke. End of the movie. Crowd going wild. You making $400 million domestic, $1 billion worldwide. Crowd going wild. Batman saved. And if this shit happens, I want my money. You see.
That would be a heck of a scene for Superman to appear like that. That would be the most awesome scene ever.
Great, man.
Yeah, that would beat the Thor coming down in Infinity War looking for Thanos, yo.
It would be that.
Even
it would be Wonder Woman.
We don't think anything will ever beat that, but
Antman be Superman. That's what it is.
Wonder Woman will be the one to beat it.
Yeah.
You got a hell of a script. Will the new DCU properly or even use Deathstroke? Period, because the footage of Joe Manji, I can't pronounce his last name, as Deathstroke, that looked awesome. Everybody was like, yo, if this is if that's what Deathstroke's going to look like in the next one, I am ready to go. That man, he looks like he is supposed to be Deathstroke, and it is going to be awesome. So if they ever use Deathstroke, they got to come with the A game. That's all I know. I would love for him to get used. Like, he hasn't been seen or used yet. Like, Batman has so many goddamn characters that haven't been seen. They keep using Penguin, Joker, Riddler, and Catwoman over and over again.
I got so many.
I could never see another Penguin, Riddler, Joker ever again, and dang on a Batman movie and be okay. I'll be okay for the rest of my life if they never ever use them ever again.
You know what I think the problem is, and it's just me. I think the problem is the people they get to write these movies only read a certain amount of books, only know a certain amount of characters. They don't go into depth about what all these other characters have. That's why I'm not unlike a lot of other people, I'm not concerned about James Gunn because I know at least he knows the characters. He's not pulling from if you go on Google and type in DC characters, he's not looking at those people.
First 10.
Yeah, I know other villains. Please, I know other stories. I've been reading this stuff. I got stacks. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. I don't need them over there, so I'm not worried about that. I'm gonna see some new people, and I know
that reminds me of when every time they hire an actor, they give them they give them a stack of comics and be like, here, read these comics to get familiar with the character and stuff. I feel like that's what they do with the writers when they get them for like some of the movies. The only ones who I know though, Marvel is good for some of their writers. Marvel's writers usually know their characters. A couple of them I've seen their interviews, and they started naming characters that they were like, yeah. I knew about this character. We asked if we could use them, and the guys were like, "Nah, y'all, you can't use that. It's going to be too hard to. It's not going to be. It doesn't translate. Like they know which characters they can translate.
At least they know. I'm telling you, the people in DC do not know. First hero they think of, oh man, all right, we can't use Joker. All right, what else can we use? The Riddler. Yeah,
that's what they do.
We can't use
that's what they do.
All right, you can't use the Riddler. Who else? The Penguin. I remember that movie back in the day. Or Catwoman. He always loved Catwoman. I'm like, what about Ra's al Ghul? You know what I'm saying? What about Talia al Ghul? They're just too off the top. You know what I'm saying? What about Deathstroke? Shit, what about the Condiment Man? Use anybody else.
Ventriloquist.
Ventriloquist, you got what's the dude who planned everything perfectly? You got
Mad Hatter.
No, not him, but the dude with the like eye clocks. Glasses are like clocks. I can't think of his name. He was
from the animated joint.
Yeah.
I forgot about him. Everything was timed. It had to be all
down to a T. Like you can't be all by a minute. You gotta go.
That would be a real mystery one right there, trying to catch him.
My point is that could be your dude in the third Batman. I mean, the second Batman. Like he's trying to get through all this. He got to. If he could just mess him up off of time, but he got everything planned out. He finally gets to him, and it's really Deathstroke pulling all the strings. Oh, come on,
man! Just bring it back to. Oh my God! Did he just bring it?
Come on, man!
That'd be smooth.
Oh, Bryce, I could do so much more, man. Bring me in the room. I can help you, except for Superman, because I don't like him.
Every comic book character, fan says that. Just bring me in the office, yo. Let me in the studios. I got so many ideas. I
know.
I got nothing for them. They bring me up in there. I'm gonna be giving them the basics, boy. I'm gonna be like, yeah, let's just stay away from that. Let's use this. We're gonna use it. They're gonna be like, why did we bring him in here? They'll be mad at me. I ain't coming up with no new ideas. I'm just gonna tell them. I just want to be the guy to sit down and watch his stuff before they send it out. That's the guy I am. To tell them whether or not it was good or it's bad, or it's like, are y'all watching this? Like every X-Men movie that came out, they needed a group of straight up comic book fans who weren't yes men, who were like going to give it to them straight up, be like, yeah, this movie sucked. I don't know what y'all were thinking. Like, did y'all, are we watching the same thing? Y'all can, if I have to ask y'all to explain something, then it shouldn't be in the movie. Everything should be explained in the movie. That's where it gets confused and everything. People don't realize that stuff. It was like, yeah, what I was going for when I did this. It was like, yeah, but it didn't translate.
Like I don't know what you're talking about. Like I didn't see any of that. You overthought it.
Yeah. When you got to explain something to me after I watch it, that means you didn't do a good job the first time.
Yeah, that's exactly what that means. Dang. Oh, snap. Oh, my God. Dang, I got it. I got a question for you.
I got an answer.
Are you ready to talk about Quantumania?
Yeah.
All right, here we go, everybody. We are now going to give predictions for Antman and the Wasp Quantumania. And I just want to point out, it took me a long time to spell out Quantumania. That is not an easy word to spell. It's absurd. It's stupid.
It's a made-up word.
All words are made-up words.
This is a real made-up word.
All words are made-up words.
It's a newly made-up word.
I mean, ain't wasn't a word for a very long time. Now there's a word
in whose community?
And now it's in a dictionary now. Ain't is a dictionary. I remember that. Ninth grade.
What is it? I think like one word a year from The Simpsons gets put in the dictionary.
Dough wasn't a word. Now it's a real
word. It is now.
So like I said, all words are made up words. Who cares? I put sounds together, it'll be right. Anyway. Anyway, Quantumania. Dang. Are you ready? Are you excited?
I don't know about excitement as much as I'm just I'll watch it. I'll watch it. It's the first movie. It's supposed to set the tone. It's the first movie for Phase 5. This is supposed to set the tone. Let us know the direction that everything's going in. It actually looks like a serious Ant-Man one. It looks like it's going to. Of course, Ant-Man, his personality can't go without jokes, so it's going to start off with the jokes and everything. But based off of the trailer, it's a dang
Happening
on
everywhere.
domino effect happening.
Depending.
Based off the trailer, it's definitely going to be funny and every. It's going to be serious. It's going to have some dark tones and seriousness, and being as though Kang, the Conqueror, is a serious guy, and he wants the universe as his own, and all of time as he's conquered it before in the comics and everything, he's going to want it. It's going to get very intense for Scott Lang out there and Ant-Man and the crew. And Ant-Man is definitely not going to be able to do it by himself. He's going to need every family member that he can pull. And I think the movie, Marvel Studios knows what they're doing now, so I think they're going to
do they? We seen Phase 4.
Set the tone and do it properly.
Phase 4. Can we say without a doubt they didn't? Every movie they make it, you know, it's going to be good.
I didn't say anything about that. I just said they know what they're doing in general.
Do you know it? Did they know what they're doing with She-Hulk? The answer's no.
Yeah, absolutely. They absolutely knew what they were doing with that. That's the one thing that they do exactly what they were doing. Whether or not it came across, that's one of the ones where you got to actually sit in the in the studio with the writers and everything. I wish they
visited the writers in the show. They went to the writers in the show. Now, not all of them are the writers. Some of them actors, but it doesn't matter.
I needed that what is it? Game of Thrones, like after the Game of Thrones, where they talk to the writers, the director, and the producers, and they explain stuff.
Just go to a symbol. They'll talk about it on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I'm telling you where to go.
All right, I'll go.
You're not gonna like it. Not gonna like
it. Back to Ant-Man. Yeah, it should. Hopefully, it'll set the direction for Phase 5 and the proper direction and the proper tone for what we're going to get into and everything, because the expectations are so high after the Infinity Saga that folks are just like, y'all, it was hard. Everybody was trying to think like, what villain can be on the same level as Thanos, because y'all set your bar so damn high. Now it's just like we only could think of like 3 or 4 villains that are on the same level as Thanos. Like you could push Doom out there, because Doom, we know Doom could pull it off, and I guess Kang is definitely one of them, because the man's talking about the universe. And
I know that. Everybody's talking about Galactus. Everybody, oh yeah, the next one's gonna be Galactus. It's got to be Galactus. They got to do the Fantastic Four. I'm like, oh my gosh. The first thing I thought, the Fantastic Four sucked for decades. I don't understand why everybody. I have a problem with several Marvel characters that everybody just overkill. Fantastic Four. If I see another goddamn video about how the X-Men need to be in the MCU, I'm gonna shoot my computer. I hate. It's neither here nor there. I'm just moving on. Look, I'm sorry. The X-Men are. Ooh.
Give your theory on Ant-Man, Wasp, and Quantumania.
Oh, the X-Men need to die. Anyway, X-Men, I think the first thing I thought, and I told you this in the group chat, I got $20. Say Loki's in Ant-Man and Quantumania. $20. Everything kind of just lines up for it. Just lines up for it. Because who else in the MCU knows about Kang?
Doesn't need to. Nobody else needs to
know about him. Hold on. It was a circle. Hold on for a second now. Hold on. So Kang, only person in the MCU knows, anybody that we know in the MCU knows about Kang is Loki. Loki in season 2. He's at the end of season 1. He was like, man, he didn't want to kill the one we know. He's like, nah, this something could be much worse. Now he's with the TVA trying to find something much worse. Or he's out on his own trying to find something trying to stop what's about to come next. And then he ends up looking for whoever another Kang be, and he ends up looking in the quantum realm, like looking through records and like, here's where another one will be in the quantum realm. Because the He Who Remains, or I can't think of his real name, but he who remains in the Loki show. Remember, he said he ended the multiversal war, but he didn't say he killed every Kang. So you don't know what the other ones are. He could have trapped one of them in the quantum realm, and now Loki is trying to get to the quantum realm to get his help, or he knows that he's coming out. Find someone he's coming and trying to stop him trying to stop him from getting out. And he already knows of Antman at least.
What's his name? The Wasp mom, Janet Van Dyne. She knows of Kang. She was there with him, and she was warning him, "Don't do it, or else, like in the trailer, she was warning him not to do it."
Yeah,
so she knows who Kang is, and she probably knows how serious and deadly he is. Which looked like from the trailer, she was the one who was like looking all serious, like this is a bad idea. Let's leave it alone and everything. So far as I can tell, and I'm concerned and everything, Janet knows everything there is to know about Kang. And she's obviously going to play a very big role in the movie because this is more of her stomping ground for the last, 20, 30 years or whatever. This has been her stomping ground. So she knows the ins and outs and everything. The only question I have, the real question is the time, how much time has passed from when they go in there to when they come out. That's what I want to know and everything. Like, because there's a time difference and everything. That little small little detail, I would like to know. But the answer yours is like Janet Van Dyne. She knows who Kang is and how dangerous he is, and I think her story and her time that she spent in the quantum realm for those 20 years or whatever is going to play a big factor, and hopefully they'll give some background story of when she was in there and how she survived and all of that, and how well she knows the players in the quantum realm. So she will be a large factor in the movie, and hopefully she'll be a huge factor going on towards the rest of Phase 5. Like you could potentially use her or Loki. Let you tell it. You can use Loki.
I got $20
as the next
$20.
And you can use her. You can use her and the daughter as the next Phil Coulson, and they'll go around and recruiting everybody. Like Janet Van Dyne could be like, "Oh yeah, Kang the Conqueror is coming. I spent 20 years in the quantum realm with him. He's the most dangerous person out there." And she could take her daughter, her granddaughter actually, with her, and they'll be like, "Yeah, we need to form a team."
Her granddaughter.
No, that's not hers. That's not her daughter.
Yeah.
Scott Lang's daughter. I was in there thinking, well, they are married now. Are they married? Will they be married?
We don't know. So until this time, it's not her kid.
Oh yeah. Okay, you're right. But yeah, statue, whatever name she chooses to use and everything. But yeah, I think Jennifer Dime, she does know Kang, and you can use her to spread the word and hopefully warn everybody.
Like my Loki idea, I'm sticking with it. Sticking with it till the end of the credits, and they say that y'all got to get out the theaters, no more movie. Sticking with it all the way through.
Well, I think the daughter is going to be a factor too, because the daughter is obviously one of the ones who helped form the Young Avengers. So I think this will be the stepping stone for her to form the Young Avengers. This movie. They're probably going to take Antman and push him to the back after this and retire
they're doing
him.
That with all their heroes right now. They're doing that with all their heroes.
Yeah, this is the movie where they retire him and push him to the back and push his daughter forward and stuff. Something bad's going to happen because he got his behind whooped in that trailer. So I think that's.
Well, hold up. In every trailer we seen heroes getting their butt whipped. It's just you got to show that. Like, oh my gosh, she's about, because you got to make it seem like that whoever villain they fighting is about to give them the absolute work, and they might not make it out. So I don't care about a trailer. He getting his butt whipped in the trailer, because that just happened. That just has to happen. If I show you a trailer of the hero smacking around a bad guy, like, oh, I'm not gonna go see that. He's not in no real danger. It is what it is.
Okay. Yeah, that's my comments.
Yeah, I'm really only getting excited for Antman and let's just call it Quantumania. I'm not about to say the whole thing. I'm only getting inside of Quantumania because first of all, Jonathan Majors is fire. Like he's legit fire. And two, I think Ant-Man's gonna die, and he's either gonna die or he's gonna get stuck down there where he can't ever get out. And Loki will be there. Or he might get stuck and Loki comes to get him out. I like it.
I think he'll get stuck, but his daughter, who seems to like she already opened and got them in there, will find a way to get him back out. No, what if she goes and hunts for people to help her find a way to get her father from out of the quantum realm? Oh,
wow. Or here it is. I got it. Ready? How about she goes find somebody to help get him out the quantum realm, help somebody to beat, she knows that can beat Kang. And then she comes across Loki, and Loki helps her find other Kangs to fight him. And that's how you get Kang Dynasty. There it is. All right, good. Thank you. Thank you, Marvel. We done it. We saved you.
Yeah. We did everything. We solved it all.
There it is.
Spoiler.
Thank you, Detroit. We love you. We're out there.
Spoiler. We'll let Marvel, you do with the details. That's the general script.
And that's what Kevin Feige does. I need this, and this to happen. Y'all work out everything else in between.
That's what you're supposed. That's what a boss do. Like, yo, this needs to be in there, and that needs to be there. Give me the script after you put that in there. Give me the script after. Put that in there.
Good. And it better be good. So he'll do.
He said he does. They said they actually do rewatch the movies and then do a what went wrong, what did we do good, what did we do bad after the movie's out.
That's what you're supposed to do. If you are a competent student, you should be able to self-evaluate. Anybody who's good at any career should be able to go back, look at what they've done in the past, and self-evaluate to get better. If you don't do that, how are you going to get better? You know what you're going to end up like? Everything else.
Fantastic Four.
Which one?
You know who did do that? I truly believe did that was the X-Men. I think the people in charge of X-Men went back, watched it, fixed it. It was great, and then didn't rewatch the next one, and it was bad. Rewatched the next one, then fixed it, and it was good. Which is why my theory of every other X-Men movie is good is that's why. It was like,
I only started after the first two, though, right? So the first two X-Men were good. The first one was like, oh, that's a good X-Men movie. The second one was like, oh my gosh. The third one was like, man, what is that? Then you had the two back-to-back bad ones with the Wolverine Origins and something else. Then it was like good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. They're like, oh, we fixed it. And they're like, oh, we got it now. We know what we're doing. Then they messed up again. Like, shit, what did we do?
I'm telling you.
Like, all right, we got it. We know what we're doing. And then it happened like, damn, what?
Why did we? What did we go wrong? Where did we go wrong? You went wrong because you thought you had it right, and you was like whatever.
You know, it's like a little kid who practiced something. They finally get it. Like, oh, I got it now. I'm good. Then they don't do nothing else for the whole thing for 2 weeks later. You're like, why am I bad again? You stop practicing.
You had a hot streak for a minute, and then your hot streak ends, and you're like, well, what happened? You stopped doing everything to get you there. That's what you did.
You got too comfortable. That's why you're getting divorced, lady. All right. But that's neither here nor there. I took it to a whole nother level. Anyway. Every time.
Can't help himself, people. He can't help himself. It is what it is.
All right, Dan. Before we go, are you excited? Like the last 2 minutes. Are you excited for Shazam 2?
Shazam? No.
Fury of God.
Excited is the complete wrong word to use. Excited? No.
Okay, not excited. Are you okay with
I can wait.
Yeah.
I can wait.
I can't wait for Megan Good. She's in it. I gotta watch it. Plus, I think people are forgetting how good the first.
The movie's called Shazam, right?
Huh?
Movie's called Shazam.
It's called Fury of the Gods. Okay. Fury of the Gods. She has the power of a god, so I'm going to see Megan Good. Isn't it? So there it is.
Temporarily, the last trailer says she gets her power gets taken back. So
she'll be in there though. Okay. But people forget how good the first Shazam movie is. Like people need to go back and rewatch. That is a good movie. Now, is it great? Absolutely not. But is it really good? Absolutely. Is it a Christmas movie? No. And I wish people would stop saying it. But it's a really good movie.
Mean?
What, this Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Because it happened during Christmas time, people automatically say it's a Christmas movie. But I'm not here for that. That's why people say Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Because the first scene you see is, it's Christmas time. And they never bring anything up about Christmas. But it's here and there. But go back and watch. People need to go back and rewatch that first Shazam movie. It's really good. It hits all the notes. It's funny, has the action. The villain is, he go hard, and it had that moment like broke your heart. It really had a moment that his real mother closed the door in his face slowly. I'm like, bro, what the? That had to hurt. It hurt me. I was in the theater like, the fuck? What is that? Yes. Oh, you bitch. I called her bitch. It's a really good movie. People faking on it. They really are. I know he didn't look good in the suit because he couldn't get
it looked terrible.
The suit. But
looked just bad as Superman. But I can accept Superman though. Sadly enough.
Because it's Superman?
For whatever reason, I accept that. Even though his suit has self-healing and everything else, I still accept it.
I don't. But that's it. I'm waiting.
Self-regenerating and all that. I was like, yo, did his suit just regenerate after a bullet shot? What the hell?
What are we talking about?
The new Superman and Lois show. His suit can regenerate.
I don't watch that. The only reason I'm watching this last season of The Flash because Arrow's going to be in it. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't watch that shit either. You've already scarred me for life with plenty of them. No.
Wow.
Think about how great The Flash was, and think about that season finale when they were sword fighting with lightning bolts.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, we do. It's the reason I don't. Yeah, we do. Hey, look, everybody. That's all our time. The next time, man, we gotta go. I got people coming over, mostly kids, ready for school. So look, man, that's all we got till next time. I want to thank everybody for coming through. We had Dean Classic. We had M. Wobblebat 85. We had Drew, I can't pronounce his name, Muchu. Perp Minded. So I want to thank all of y'all guys for coming on out. Anybody seen this afterwards, make sure y'all subscribe.
True.
Yeah, make sure y'all subscribe, hit the notification bell. So next time we go live, y'all can be a part of the show. Get your comments, join the conversation. I think they had a whole argument going in the chat room, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Look, that's all we got the next time. Dan, you got anything before we go?
You guys keep on supporting the comic book industry. Go to your local comic book store, buy comic books. Don't care which comic books you buy, as long as you buy comic books, god dang it. And keep it going strong and everything.
The Ninja Turtles comic books are fine. Ronin the Lost Years just started dropping on Wednesday. And with that being said, we gotta go. Thank you, Detroit. We love you.